When I heard about the Orlando shooting, I felt it synonymous to the black community and the constant threat of terror.
I feel like it was very tragic, and I think it was targeted as a hate crime, whether it was to gay people, or I know he mentioned it was because people were bombing his country, but I just think it was definitely a hate crime.
I feel that it was a really unnecessary hate crime, but I heard that the shooter said that he called 911 and then confessed his beliefs to ISIS. And so I do believe it's an act of hate, but it's also an act of terrorism.
It's really sad that people cannot love who they want to. I think it's really absurd that people are angry and there's so much hatred towards somebody loving someone else. It's just very simple. Somebody likes someone, just be with them. Why does the whole world have to have a say in it?
There's not that much information available as of yet, so it could be a combination of all sorts of different things. It's definitely not going to be explicitly one or the other. That would have been avoidable. Yeah, if appropriate steps had been taken beforehand, but yeah.
I'm terrified. As any other guy who goes out to party and stuff, it's just scary that someone can just carry an assault rifle and just shoot down people at the nightclub.
It's something like some people just went out to party and they were killed. So that is threatening. If you're going for party and you are killed and you don't have any idea and you are killed.
I was sad but not surprised to hear about the events of the shooting, and I feel like something should be done by the government to prevent future cases of this.
Are we in a state to where we need these sort of weapons? It depends on who you're asking. Now, are we also in a state of senseless violence because of the way things are set up? Yes, and we all can agree on that.
And I also don't feel that it's necessary for the just general populace to have these such high-powered weapons like assault rifles. I think that handguns would be more acceptable, but having these high magazine and high firepower rifles isn't necessary.
I think it's ridiculous that anyone can walk into Walmart or say any other gun store and just buy guns. Like, you don't need guns. Why do you have to shoot people? I know there is an argument where people say that they need to protect themselves and that's why they need guns, but really, we don't really need guns. We have good cops and everything's in place.
First of all, just a caveat, I'm not American, and I do feel that the gun regulations around here, and the gun culture and the fetishization of guns in the US is just almost obscene from my point of view. So there just need to be far fewer guns around in general. There's been no assault rifles whatsoever on the streets, yes. There's absolutely no justification for there being assault rifles, even for self-protection on the streets.
People are misinformed, that's what I would say. The politicians, every time something like this happens, they politicize the issue. And it's just, that scares to the two different factions of people. The one that want to protect themselves who say, hey, they're taking away my guns, and the other ones are like, hey, why are guns available so freely? People should not be given guns. And it's just something where people don't find a middle ground, like something as simple as there should be stricter background checks on guns.
It's a political issue, and with the presidential debates and the voting going on, I think the politicians have also picked this up as a topic of debate. And like a lot of people said, people are losing focus of what's truly at stake here.
There needs to be some type of change within the gun laws, but without interrupting or interfering with our rights to bear arms.
I don't understand the more conservative sentiment saying that it's part of our Second Amendment. I just feel like maybe gun lobbyists and organizations like the NRA kind of have a foothold within the Republican Party or the right wing, and that they'll promote their views and propaganda in any way possible, and they have the money to do so.